I've been making videos on what I believe are the best pathing through each of the shifting earths like the crater and the shrouded city, and today we're going to go over the mountaintops. This shifting earth is insanely good for fighting bosses like Adele and especially Caligo. Like we did for the crater and the shrouded city, we're going to dedicate the entire day to clearing this shifting earth. The run that I have playing in the background will be starting from the furthest possible point away from the mountaintops to show that you will have enough time. But before we get into the run, I'm going to recommend that during day 1 that you reach level 5 and then go ahead and take on the castle, so that going into day 2 you're at least level 8. I will also be showing 2 variations of this route dependent on whether you enter from the east side or the south side of the POI. Starting with the south side, when you enter the mountaintops, be sure to take out this troll on your way up for a quick loot drop, and then after doing so continue on upwards and take out this flying dragon that will be fighting this troll, as he is a super easy loot drop. If you're fighting a dragon, be sure to take his anti-dragon effect, and then from here we're now going to head right and climb our way over to these 2 snowfield trolls. Once you defeat those trolls, this will set us up nicely to loop around to the east side of the mountaintop. Around here you will see there's a sword master lurking atop of this rock. Defeat him and then follow this path, and beware as the ice dragon will now challenge you, but we're just going to skip past him, climb up here and take on the 3 giant crows that are on the level above him. Defeat those, loot those, and then hit the spirit spring, but we're not going to go across this chain. Instead we're going to drop down, as behind here is another sword master which we can quickly take out for another loot drop or passive. I also want to point out these blue crystals which you can find absolutely everywhere in this POI, as they do drop really high tier loot. As you can see, I got a legendary from the first one. However, continue climbing until you grab the power at the very top of the mountain. From there, continue past it and across the chain, and we're now going to take on the ice dragon that we skipped earlier. He will build up a lot of frostbite on you, but that's okay, because now that we have the power, that will damage buff you. These next 2 places we're going to head to, we skipped earlier in the run, as they do have lower tier runes and drops compared to the rest of the bosses we've already fought. However, it's still worth hitting them if you have enough time to kill, especially this first camp, as the captain will drop loot and potentially a passive. There's also lots of chests you can open for more buffs and passives. And then if you still have time, like we do in this run here, we come out and hit this spirit spring up towards the ruins to get our final loot drop before the second night boss. That's the route we take when you enter from the south side of the mountaintop. Now this is the route that we take if you enter from the east side. This all depends on where your night 1 boss finishes, but first we'll begin with the sword master which lurks on the perch. We'll then skip the ice dragon like we did last time and take on the giant crows. Hit the spirit spring again, and instead of going straight to the sword master, we're now going to take on that flying dragon. After the flying dragon, then continue around to the sword master and then continue the route like I previously shown. Climb up, loot the blue crystals, grab the power, go behind the power, take on the ice dragon, and then once you do that, drop down and head take on the snowfield trolls. Once you defeat them, you can head to the most southern troll which we started our last route with, and then the camp should be right next to you. If time permits, kill the captain, loot the camp, and then head on to the ruin. And that is how we loot the mountaintops POI from the south and east side entrances. If you like no time wasting guides, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.